Coach, you guys obviously have a kind of a roster looks a little different. A couple of your top players have graduated, brought in some new players. How do you feel like you start the season hitting the ground running, or does it take a little time for the players and you guys as coaches to get used to them and how they are in the best spots for them?
Nathan, I think that's going to be the way it is all over the country because of the way the transfer portal hit. And you look at a lot of rosters, it looks differently. We scrimmaged Kansas earlier, and I was talking to Bill about how old they are. And he had so many guys that transferred in from Arizona State or Iowa State. But they had a good core of players back in terms of, the four starters, but they have some new guys. So I think, they play tonight. So you'll start to see guys, see how you can fit your players together. Guys play well, who plays well with who. And I think we'll be very similar to that too. I think we've got some core guys coming back, but we've got some new guys that are going to be very critical to our success. And, we're excited. We get tested early. Obviously we play 2 games this weekend, but we have Oregon State coming in on Monday. So it's like a 3-game in 5 days, less than 5 days, really. And I think this team is ready to, get it going like most teams all over the country are.
Frank, last season was obviously strange not having fans in the building. How much are you looking forward to having them back and having, what should be, normal crowds?
Yeah, Kelly, that's really exciting about that. I think we had the exhibition game the other night, and it was so good to see people in the building. And I felt like they were excited about being back in the building too, So, I know our players were really thrilled, excited about that. Some of these guys haven't played because last year we had some guys on our team for the first time haven't played in front of anybody in our building. So it was definitely good to see that. And tomorrow night hopefully we'll have a really good crowd. And like I said, we got a 3-game stretch here at home against some really good teams.
With regard to Sam Griffin, it's kind of obvious what he brings to the table, but I'm curious as to how he best fits in to your system and with this particular group of guys. When he's at his very best for you, what does that look like?
He's scoring. He's a really talented guard. I think he scored a lot of different ways. Obviously he's a really, really good shooter. But I think he's got ball skills. He's a good layup maker. He's got a good mid-range if people run him off the line. I think he's just a good scorer. But I think the one thing is kind of underrated with Sam. I think he's a good passer too. I think he can pass the ball. He's got a good feel. We want him to be better defensively, as we do all our guys. We're not there yet defensively, although we played pretty well the other night. But still, that's going to be an area we got to get better at. But I think Sam is really talented. He's like some of the guards I've had in the past that that you can just do a couple things for him, get him in space, and he can go get his own shot. So we need that. We need a player like that. And but with that said, I think we got pretty good depth. I think Ladavius Drain is another guy that I think will be able to add some. When you look at our team last year, Kate, I don't know that we shot the ball very well. I think we struggled. And, you guys watched this. I think this team, that's an area I think we really improved on. I think not just with Sam, but I mentioned Ladavius, but also Jariah coming back. We call our closeouts our Curry, Wades, and Rondos. We got at least 3 Currys on this team. And, and a couple of Wades, guys that can make threes if you don't guard them. So that will help our offense a lot better. We'll be better offensively. And then I think our post play with Ray coming back, I think he'll be better. But I also think Josh, who you didn't see what Josh was capable of last year because I think he wasn't quite 100% all year. And then the addition of Nikita, I think we got good balance in there too. So, but I'm anxious to see us get going here. We have all these feelings of what we think our team will be like, and then, until we play with the lights are on, we'll know a lot more.
So are you saying Rajon Rondo can't shoot?
Man, he's making threes now, right? Yeah, I shouldn't say that. Well, later in his career, he's become a better 3-point shooter, I guess. That's, we probably should pick another player. Maybe we say Kelly Hines. What do you think about that? Kelly, can you shoot the ball?
You don't know that I can't. I might be able to. We don't know.
I've seen her dunk a cat or two.
I'm going to guess TJ can't. Those football
TJ?
guys usually can't. TJ.
Yeah.
Just go
I
with
can throw
TJ.
it across the court. I don't know if I can make it. I can throw it across the court.
Hey, so the talent show clip you tweeted out last night. Tell us a little bit about what you had going on there, what you thought of Pritchard's performance.
Oh, well, so I came in the locker. Well, we have our film session before practice, and I overheard those guys singing a little Al Green, and that was great for me. Stuff I know, and Sterling was really leading the pack in that. And I said, well, let's see, you guys were singing. Let's check your vocals out. And we got a crew that's not afraid. They're really not. And there was actually some more performances, but I couldn't put those on. But I think Pritchard's got some talent. He actually laid down a song, and him and Dry both. And they've got what is T-Pain? T-Pain can sing and rap, I guess. Both those guys have the ability to do both of that. And I don't know what Tim was doing, the beating of the chest and his song, but it was really good. I mean, I tried to liven it up before practice, before we went to the film. But this group right here, they're really fun, and hopefully we can perform like that on the court. But I did think Pritchard's singing was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to pick one of the three, I think his was the best. But I've heard Dry can sing pretty good too.
He's intriguing, and I've heard good things from different people. Do you know yet how he might fit in? Just first year in the college game, what he's ready to do for you, Pritchard. I'm talking about. Yeah,
Caden, I tell you, from where he started and where he's at right now, he's made unbelievable progress. And you knew it would be that way because there's a kid, he plays the toughest position on the court to play, point guard. And nothing against Webster High School and the competition they play, but the level that he was playing at and what he did for that team, it's a totally different deal for him, right? And where he just, he kind of like got the ball and just go make a play, And now you have to run a system, you have to run an offense, you have to know what everybody's doing. He's really made – I anticipate him being really good because of his skill set and his ability, but he has picked up playing in a system extremely quick. And I think he'll be definitely a guy that's going to play a lot of minutes. And he played extremely well in the scrimmage against Kansas. I mean, he had 15 and I think 15 and 6 or 7, but he played really well. And I can't talk stats in that scrimmage, but he played really well in the scrimmage, and I think he has a chance, to really be an impact guy for us this year.
In regards to that scrimmage, because I'm curious for my own knowledge, how long has stuff like that been going on? How does that stuff get set up? Is that just you texting Coach Self and saying, hey, you want to play? Like, how does that stuff come about?
Well, Bill actually called me, and, he's never done scrimmaging. He's always played 2 games, and I think in Kansas they play 2 teams in the state and help out in the state. And he wanted to do it, and he chose us and coming back here. And then we talked about what we want to get accomplished and how we want to set it. We actually played 2 halves, and then we played another 10-minute segment. And then we did some pressing stuff where some things we want to see. He wanted to work on his catch-up defense, and so we did some of that stuff afterwards. And for a guy that never did it, he wanted to do a lot. I said, Bill, I'm tired. We're done. So, but we did. It was good though. It was really healthy for us, and I think he got some out of it himself.
And is that stuff that's been going on for a number of years? Like you guys going and doing these secret scrimmages with teams? Has that been a frequent thing? Well,
it's not quite secret, but it's closed. But yeah, it's. When I don't know when they changed it, when you could play Division I teams in a closed scrimmage, and it had to be at least 10, 12 years ago. Because it used to be you could play these club teams or these foreign teams and your exhibition type settings. But then it got to the point where you could play close scrimmages. And I like to do one of each over the last couple of years because you have your one time you perform in front of folks, but then your close scrimmage against a D1 team, which, good, better competition maybe. And you can work on some things like we were able to. And but I thought that was really good for us. And like I said, Bill's never done it. I think he was excited about doing it. And I think he got something from it too.
With all the conference realignment, I mean, you guys, the American's going to lose some of its kind of upper echelon basketball programs. How much do you, I guess, think about that, concern yourself with that going forward?
Well, I mean, we lost UConn a couple of years ago, and then all of a sudden, I think, Houston has emerged, and I think the league and the way it's set up, you're hoping the league can do things for the teams in the league, and I think we've got enough good quality coaches and teams in this league that'll continue to be do very well. But I think those teams that are joining us, I think the American could help those teams too, and some of those teams are really good. North Texas won their league and won a game in the NC2A last year. I think UTSA is a young program, which will continue to get better. When I was in the 90s, Rice was really good. They were in the Southwest Conference when I was at Texas A&M. So, those are programs that have had success. Who are the other teams that joined? I can't quite remember the other teams, but I feel good about where we're at in terms of guys that are still in the league and the guys we're bringing in. I think the league will continue to uplift those programs.
In regards to the talent show, it's hard, I would imagine, to bring in a bunch of guys from, you're bringing in guys from high school, transfers, all those types of things, and get them to kind of bond and be a unit this early. You mentioned they're a really fun team. How is this quicker than normal? Would you say this team has kind of come together and gotten to know each other pretty well?
I just think we got a lot of good personalities on this team, and these guys have all, at least early on, have really bought in. When you got a number of guys trying to figure out who's all playing, some guys, as you progress, want to continue to play, and you get to see how those reactions continue to be, body languages and things that you want to see continue to get better and improve. And because now we got minutes to compete for, but they've been super competitive. I think I have a good feel that this group has bonded as quick as early on, as well as you could expect. But now we start playing games, and now those guys trying to figure it all out. I think you guys know me well enough, that we'll play quite a few guys here early on, but then our rotation probably will shrink a little bit as we progress. And but I'll give guys opportunity to perform and see how well they can play.